Well, I've got to say, this feels kind of pointless, doesn't it? What was the point? Oh, man. 3-1 win. Yes, it's another 3 points. 3 games to go. It's almost over, Arsenal fans. We've almost made it to the end of one of the worst seasons of all time. I'm here doing a match reaction and a review of the game. And it was a game of football, and we won. Is that it? Is that enough? No, honestly though, let's talk about the game because I have got a few points I want to make. And even though we're technically not fighting for anything specific, we're not going to be getting European football via the league. Even though it is mathematically possible, it's impossible really. It's just not going to happen. Even though we don't have European football next season via any other route, of course the Europa League is over, we are still playing for some pride, okay? We can finish the season on a high by winning these last 4 games. We've got Chelsea next, I know, and then Palace and Brighton, I believe it is. Why not try and get 4 wins from 4? And we go into the summer transfer window and buy a couple of players. Hopefully, it's true, the reports I've heard, that Stan Kroenke and the KSC Entertainment, whatever you call their company, wants to invest in the club this summer. Heavily, apparently, is the word. Are we talking over 100 million? Could it be? Could it be possible? Then why not try and finish the season on a high, go for it, and then start afresh? So I've still got some points. Okay, I don't think this is a complete waste of time. At least I hope not. But we've beaten West Brom today, and sadly that does mean they are relegated to the Championship. I think it was going to happen anyway. I think we all know it's just confirmed, guaranteed today because of the loss. But do you know what? The first 15, 20 minutes or so, it was embarrassing. My God, we were awful. One of the worst starts to a game. I believe by the 20th minute, West Brom had 7 shots against us. It was pretty much like watching Arsenal away from home. We're at home at the Emirates, and we have not been good at the Emirates. So I guess, at least this season, this was kind of expected. But normally, like, you're the home team against a team that's in the relegation zone. They're going to get relegated if you win. You just smash them, right? But no, God, the first 15 minutes, West Brom had some cracking chances. And that was a 2, maybe even a 3 out of 10 performance. Maybe even a 1, I should say. Really poor first 15 minutes. But then we did ease into the game a little bit slowly. But, you know, we eventually got the opening goal. And I should say, all of the goals tonight, the 3 Arsenal goals were brilliant. Also, the Pereira goal for West Brom was fantastic. He basically dashed through the entire Arsenal midfield and defence and slotted it in. Brilliant goal. But the 3 goals for us, the first one, Smith Rowe, it was a nice team goal. I mean, in the end, it was a simple cross from Saka and it's volleyed in. But the play behind it was really quite nice. We kept the ball well. The second goal, oh, Pepe, take a bow. Unbelievable finish. Reminded me of the goal against Brighton last season away. You know, the game where Guendouzi threw Mopai down on the floor by touching his throat, grabbing him. Mental, isn't it? When Leno got injured, and we eventually lost that game, but very similar goal on that right side, cuts in on the left foot, very much like Iron Robin style, and he just curls one into the top left corner. It's a beautiful goal. Pepe needs to get a run of games and stay in the team because we know there's a player in there. We know that Pepe can do that. He's just not getting consistent game time. And for me, even if it means playing him on the left side and Saka on the right, or you switch them around, play them both, okay? But Saka was brilliant at left back today. The lineup was similar to what we've done recently, but instead of Xhaka at left back, it was Saka. And I don't know why we weren't doing it before. Saka can perform that role very well. Basically, if for example, we had Chambers playing at right back today, but basically he would shift in and that would allow both Holding and Gabriel to move over a little bit, effectively playing as 3 centre-backs, and then Saka would just go down that left wing, and that's how we got the first goal. So basically, he's not playing as a left-back. It's kind of similar to when we play Xhaka in that position. Xhaka's able to roam forward just a little bit, so it's basically like a left defensive midfielder when we've got the ball, and then as soon as we lose the ball, they all get back into a regular 4 at the back, and that works really well with Saka. So I think, you know, if it's for the rest of the season, if Tierney doesn't start, then maybe Saka is the next best thing. But Tierney did come on in the second half. Saka was pushed forward. And, I mean, for some reason, it didn't really work for us. We didn't exactly improve. But I think that means Tierney is ready. I think Chelsea in our next game, he should be starting. But if not, Saka should play. The third goal, brace yourself, guys. It's a first goal for Willian. 4 games to go. Not his best debut season in his career, that's for sure. A bit of a silly signing now you look at it, but fair play to him because it was a fantastic free kick. He's just whacked it into the top left corner. Keeper had no chance. I mean, no keeper saving that, I don't think. It's a perfect free kick. And finally, he celebrates a goal for Arsenal. So well done to Willian. And that ultimately was enough to get us the 3-1 win. I'm not so sure I think Willian should be playing at this point because, you know, I get at the moment with Lacazette coming back from an injury and obviously it might not be just the malaria, but Aubameyang in general hasn't had a very good season, so he's not getting to the team. So it kind of frees up a bit of space for Willian, but for some reason we're taking out Martinelli, who started as the striker today, he started a football match for Arsenal. He's the one getting taken off, and I just feel like, yeah, okay, Willian has a moment like that in him where he can score a free kick, but it just pains me when we're taking off Martinelli. You can't help but think that he must be just thinking to himself, why am I here? He's got the potential to be one of the very best players, and he's wasted. He really is. I don't know what it is about Arteta not trusting him or not giving him enough game time. It's very frustrating as an Arsenal fan because we all see it. Martinelli should start. And if that means, you know, that Saka maybe plays as a 10, because I'm trying to think, you know, how you get Martinelli in, Pepe, Saka, you've got 3 players that all play on the wing. So bit tricky that. So does Martinelli play as the striker? Now I've got to say, my honest opinion of that is that he shouldn't. I don't think he's going to be as good as a striker as he is on the left side. I think that's definitely his best position. But do you know what? If it gets them all on the pitch, because with Martinelli, you don't just get a player that's good at football and a talent. You get a player that works hard. And he sets an example, the way he closes down the ball. He was playing at striker today, and I was seeing him on the edge of the D when we were defending. Unbelievable. His work rate is phenomenal, and that is contagious. The rest of the team sees a player running like that and will do the same. I remember, and he really reminds me of Alexis Sanchez in that way. Who remembers when Alexis was at the club, and not only was he contributing so many goals and assists, one of the best players we've ever had, I would say, but he ran so hard. He was always chasing, and I'll never forget it, but Hector Bellerin said once that Alexis had gone, he just wanted to win too much. Now, I'm sorry, since when did wanting to win become a problem in football? The way Bellerin said it, it was almost like it was a nuisance to the club, to the team, that he was just so focused on winning that it drove people mad. And look, I totally get that when you meet people like that they're just so tunnel visioned and all they want is to win. It can almost get a bit much. But when we're talking top tier football, you need players like that. Alexis did not take a loss. He did not take a draw. It wasn't enough. And that's what we miss. So to hear that really blew my mind a little bit. The mentality at the club clearly needs a lot of work. And I think Arteta does, I think personally, he definitely has improved that mentality at the club. Maybe not so much in the last 6 months we've seen that, but certainly at the end of last season when we went on the FA Cup run, eventually to win that trophy, we had to be really strong up here to win games that we weren't particularly winning on the pitch, you know? So I think it's definitely something we've improved on, but it just goes to show where we were a few seasons ago and why ultimately Alexis went. It just wasn't enough. Now, to finish this video, because I keep getting asked this question, am I Arteta in or Arteta out? A lot of people on the stream, make sure you check out my link down below. A lot of people asking me, you know, if we lose today, should he go? He's not going anywhere. It doesn't really matter what I think. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks. It's down to the club, right? Arteta will be here next season. You can guarantee it. I'd put my mortgage on it. He will start as Arsenal manager next season. For me, that's the right decision. I don't think getting rid of him right now is exactly going to help us. I'd stick with it. And, you know, if we are going to be investing this summer and actually building on what we've got, because the core of the team, the young players we've got, in a couple of seasons, they're going to come very good. They're already doing very well. If we just pick a few little positions out, a right back, a backup left back, a central midfielder to go with Partey, maybe a new striker, you piece together this team. And I think Arteta is actually the right man to be there. He's been here for, 2 seasons almost entirely. And I do think that it would be a bit harsh, especially with what's happened in his first job. The pandemic is, that's mind-blowing. Imagine your first management job is Arsenal. That's enough on its own. That's insane. But then to be thrown into a global pandemic where the sport suffers so much, and to get COVID yourself, one of the first big cases of public COVID, everyone was shocked when he had it. Mental. And I just think it's a bit harsh to just say, sorry, you're gone. I personally think next December coming up. Okay, so let him start the season with a fresh squad. Let's get some players in, get some players out, give him until December. And I'll say this now, if we are outside of the top 6, if we're in 7th place by a point, then fair enough. But if we are completely out of that kind of top 6, top 7 area, then I think you start considering moving on. If we are in that top 6 and we look competitive enough to get back into European football, you complete the season with him. That's how I feel. I think a lot of people might disagree, but also a lot of people will agree. Patience is important in football, but in modern football, you can't be as patient. Things move so quickly. You see clubs like Chelsea, they're so ruthless. Lampard, club legend, gone. Not good enough, and now they're in the Champions League final, FA Cup final, and they're arguably the strongest team in England right now, along with Man City. It's incredible. What a turnaround. But Arsenal don't seem to have that. So why are we changing that? Why are we being ruthless and just sacking him off now? Go for it. Let's see what we can do in the summer. Give him until Christmas, and then the end of the year if it's still okay. And then we re-evaluate, and just hopefully we get European football back. But anyway, guys, 3 games to go. 3 more Operation Arsenal reviews coming your way. But I will be doing some Euro content over the summer. A bit of a sad ending for West Brom fans. I'm sorry that your club just didn't have the quality in the end, but I think they'll bounce back. And ultimately, it was a good win for Arsenal today. So hopefully we'll go into the Chelsea game with some confidence and maybe get another win. We'll see. Wednesday night, big one.